Life can bring the most unexpected turns upon our journey. With those are lessons that could not have been worked through in any other way. The steps we take from the beginning to the end change our very being for the rest of our days ahead. In February 2002, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. At least 6 months prior to this, I was getting several physical sensations that were not typical of this condition. I truly believe Spirit was coming through with a loud and clear message for me to seek medical attention. The routine mammogram testing did not show any evidence of a lump. Further tests confirmed the finding and that it was malignant. Everything happened so very quickly following diagnosis. In March, I had surgery. This was followed by chemotherapy, many drugs, radiation, and then medications for 5 years along with scheduled tests and doctor visits. I felt tied to the hospital without the freedom to do much else. Dealing with the many side effects and numerous physical changes throughout my body shook me to the core. My emotional and mental well-being was impacted as well. Some major changes were obvious and were constant reminders to me of what I was going through. I lost my hair completely after chemo treatments began and my skin changed to ghastly white. When I looked in the mirror, I saw myself as one who could have been in a concentration camp. I shuddered at my appearance. What I ate and could digest was driven by the influence of my prescribed drugs. Nothing tasted quite the same as before. The normal functioning of my being changed from what I was accustomed to. This became a new normal for me. I had to deal with being different now, feeling as an outcast and so very fragile inside. I felt isolation at work with many coworkers who didn't know what to say to me. I wasn't known for who I really was, but the one with cancer. I didn't want that to define me, and yet that seemed to be a reality in the minds of many. Mood swings ran the gamut from low to high and in between. These extremes of emotion were like riding tidal waves. I existed in two worlds at once and was completely out of balance. This entire experience was a test of my worth, self-image, strength, beliefs, and finding out what I was made of from my innermost being. There are a number of ways I grew into my journey of acceptance and healing. Pivotal moments come to mind as highlights that carry lasting impressions of this experience. My life has been enriched from these building blocks of truths and realities that I never truly understood before with different perspectives. At first, I was in sheer shock, hearing the word cancer and that it was in my body. I couldn't even speak the word. Once I got over this paralyzed sensation, I began to get my grounding as tests paved the way for what the doctors were dealing with and the treatments offered. After some time, I actually began to get a sense of humor about situations that were occurring. When I allowed that to emerge, I was moving forward more. I could feel some lightness come my way, which helped to reduce the stress of those overwhelming days. I never said why me, but just moved ahead. Otherwise, that motion would have been impeded. This outlook kept me focused and conserved my energy for the positive. I came to realize that I must not let fear control me. I must control it. I work with both the medical field and the spiritual world in this entire process. The approaches from each created a team balance for me which resonated with my very soul. Listening to my mind, body and spirit gave me direction in what I needed to do. So many gave suggestions in trying to be helpful as to what I should do. I listened, sifted through their words, and did what I was guided to do for my healing approach. I came to realize that this was a critical point. In time to focus solely on my wellness, it was imperative to channel all energies at various levels on me. This would not be selfish in any way, but truly self-care in the highest sense of the word. I used healing visualizations during my treatments and saw myself as whole. I invited the spirit realms in for their healing assistance. Those moments were filled with light for me and raised my vibrations to a more powerful source to tap into. The support given me by my husband was never ending. He was a pillar of strength for me. My family lives a distance away. Their love was a constant and that was always a healing comfort every step of the way. I came to accept and embrace what others were doing for me. Women that I didn't even No personally just came into my life to share their experiences and help show me the way. This was done with a genuine concern to be there for me in whatever way I needed. I was overwhelmed by this unconditional outpouring of love in a way never known before. I felt the energetic support from those around me who truly cared. I was lifted up on many levels because of this. Prayer power was undeniable. I actually sensed being on top of a white cloud, suspended in the heavens, that held me up firmly yet gently. There was a breast cancer support group that I attended. The women were amazing at how they dealt with their specific situations. The sharing was invaluable, as was the strength between each one of us. The bonding carried us through difficulties, joined together in our process to overcome breast cancer. We were even more powerful than traveling the road alone. I kept a journal, as best as I could, of my thoughts throughout this experience. It was healing in a special way, as it provided an outlet to clear my being of heaviness and what was toxic. This allowed the positive a space to come in. I discovered I could put on makeup that would give the appearance of eyebrows and eyelashes when I had but a trace of those. Blush helped give color to my pasty skin. I could look at myself in the mirror and feel better. I worked at being the best I could be with what I had. Small steps like these were huge in making a difference as to how I handled each day. One of my life's passions became a therapy for me without even realizing it. I was always one who loved fashion, matching colors, clothing, shoes, and jewelry. After I lost my hair and got a handle on dealing with that, I moved from my wig to lots of fashionable hats with matching pins and scarves to accessorize each one. Each day I would wear a different and completely matched outfit to work that coordinated with one of those hats. This made me feel so good, and I loved the colors to play with. My focus of attention went to a creative process that was constructive in building me up in a most positive way. Different colors bring varying types of energy with them. I found the rich, vibrant colors did wonders for me on the outside and inside too. After so many months of my nails being brittle and breaking, I could once again enjoy having a manicure. What a reminder this was of taking something for granted before, and now it was a treat. It was an outward sign of taking small steps back to what was a regular routine for me. How easy it can be to overlook what we are accustomed to when feeling well. The gift at the end of my treatments was my hair. It grew back, and it was like a thick curly perm too. Oh joy! How wonderful it felt to sense the breeze moving through my hair during my walks. Just being aware of this woke up my sight into other worlds of sensitivity. The thought of my connectedness with nature in all ways through my senses was a thrill. I was coming together again, back into a newer normal. Today, 10 years beyond this entire experience, I am cancer-free. I am a survivor. I have discovered much about myself and those around me that has brought expanded insight and understanding. There is a sisterhood of women that emerged from my experience that I had never felt before. It continues to be most powerful in my life in so many avenues that my path has taken now. This transcends time in a remarkable way. Life is eternal yet different in form throughout time and space. Each of us has a unique energy that is an integral part of the whole. Notice the simplicity of the joys of nature and gifts of the heart. Be forever grateful for the treasures you possess and enjoy. We go this way but once. Make the most and more of what you have been given. Everyone has a different story to tell. Allow your spark of life to emanate for all to see. It is in the sharing of our journeys that we heal and grow in becoming whole. I discovered the following experience that I had written in my journal. When I was walking, I saw an autumn leaf on the ground and just had to bring it home with me. There were so many colors in this leaf and all so vibrant. This really hit a chord within me. The thoughts came that seasons are changing as are changes inside me. These must occur within before they can be put into action and become reality. When I turned the page from this entry, I found that leaf. Now so many years later, I couldn't help but notice the strong veins in this leaf that speak of the divine plan at work connecting everyone and everything. They are channels for this divine energy and all radiate from one source. Those leaf colors are still full of life in every sense of the word. So it is with each one of us. Let your colors shine brilliantly. They are forever within you, filled with life.